I have to be honest, I find it hilarious how these rich people have been paying so much for these Chinese products that they think are made in like Europe or something. That's the problem with brand names, and this is why people should go ahead and try to avoid brand names. Like, we have so much brand names, accessibility to brand names compared to when I was growing up. It kind of just like everybody has it, nobody really cares. I mean, they might look down on you because you don't have the name brand or whatever. But like, what does that say about them? You know what I mean? Oh, because I don't have the name brand? Because I'm not an NPC like you? Well, turns out this Gucci or Versace or any of these alleged companies that have been using Chinese labor and duping their customers, thinking that like that it's made wherever it's supposed to be made. They've been just marking up. They buy it for cheap from China with the cheap labor. The reason why the quality seems so good, because I think that they actually do get really good quality. For instance, like, I bought shoes before where it's like $30. I thought they were like $30 running shoes, and it turns out like the whole sole of them is basically foam. And this was like a year ago. And they just like deteriorate in like not even a week. That's how, obviously the quality is horrible. But it's just hilarious to me how these rich people, you know, they care more about the brand names than anything. You see it all the internet, man. You see all these women out here with their sunglasses and their designer bags. It's just like, jeez, man. I don't want anything to do with those women. Like, even if I hypothetically was rich, which I never will be, I wouldn't want that. Like, what do you do? Oh, you look good. Okay, cool. So what else do you do besides that? Oh, you cause me problems. Oh, you cause me drama. Oh, if something happens and I do lose my wealth, you'll be gone too. So it's just like, you know, there has to be a balance of, obviously, women like us because what we provide, whether it's security or provisions, not so much these days because they're independent. I was watching this this video about how this woman was like complaining that she feels like she has to like go to college and go to work so she could be independent, and she can't have a kid. And it's like, that's your problem, man. You're trying to be independent. You can't be independent and have a family at the same time. Okay, it doesn't work. When you have a family, it's called you're creating a team. Okay, and if you're both independent, what is the point of your team? You know what I mean? And I just think that a lot of people need to be humbled. This society is, they look down on people who actually work hard. This is not sustainable. We're causing a lot of resentment, and you've already seen with a lot of guys, I've said this a bunch of times, not wanting to work. You know, there's not really so like the women, if you want to keep this going, your jobs are about to be gone. If you're a lot of these women are doing office jobs, your jobs are going to be gone in the next 5 years, man. So at some point, if we keep this trajectory with like the development of AI, I've said this over and over, you know, there's no point to replace the whole hardware, because it's way more expensive to replace hardware than software at this point. You know, that was different back in the day, but things have changed. So the women are going to have to go dig ditches. You're going to have to clean out sewers. You're going to have to go do the hard work in order to sustain your independence like you want. And what are you trying to do? Like, what is the whole notion of, I don't get that. Like, why do you even want to have kids if you don't want to take care of them or raise them? Like, I get it. Like I said, I get it. You know, stuff happens. Your family falls on hard times. You know, like, we shouldn't have to have like all these hustle stuff, you know, like side hustles or what dude, one income should provide for a family. It really should. And you can't. A lot of families feel like they both have to work. On the flip side of that, there is a lot of people who are trying to keep up with the Joneses as well. So yes, there are people that have to feel like they both have to work because they're getting by, they're surviving. But we do have a good portion of people who the women don't have to work. And what they're doing is taking jobs from guys and then complaining that the guys aren't making as much as them. And they can't, it's like, I wonder why. Like, do you want us just to be like house husbands? Like, what do you want? You want us to both work and we'll just like pay, like what are the kids? Oh, they're just objects to you? You wonder why mental illness is so like prevalent nowadays. I wonder if it has anything to do with the disconnect of the family. I don't know. You know, I did the best I could for my sons. It's not perfect. You know, and I think they came out all right. We'll see. I mean, so far they are. I'm probably a bigger degenerate than they are, to be honest. A lot of it's because I hid it from them, and I tried to. I didn't do that stuff. Like, I have a DUI, yes, and I learned from it, and I don't really drink anymore. I don't. You know, every once in a while I'll have some, but it's not really a big deal to me. So, I didn't do everything perfect. You know what I was thinking too is I was thinking like, I wish I could see how much, and you probably can, how much I've paid in interest on everything that I've, you know, used for credit, whether it's credit cards or you know, having to rent cars, having to. I didn't have to, but you know, I like to have reliable transportation. Okay, so that's why I would go like towards the leasing. When my, you know, hey, if you have a family and your car, your van, your used vehicle breaks down on your kid's birthday when you're gonna go out, and then in the middle of like winter when it's cold, you would change your tune about having reliable transportation as well. Gotta, you know, like I want to know. I wish I could figure this out. Like, of all, like, if I didn't make any mistakes, with who doesn't make mistakes? I just want to know who doesn't make mistakes financially. How much more money would I have? Obviously, I wouldn't have all the debt I have because I didn't make any mistakes. But I'm just wondering, like, how much money went out to, you know, for interest and stuff like that. Any rich person who has a lot of money has made mistakes with their finances. Nobody's perfect. Nobody bats 1,000 when it comes to finances. So I just feel like at this point of my life, if I didn't, you know, if I had with the places I've worked, if I like didn't move from here, would I stay motivated? And this is why I would like to simulate this in the future, if I possibly live that long, where I can see like, maybe this is probably like, it would be interesting or entertaining at the very least to see like what would have happened if I would have made a different choice. You know, just like kept on where I was at. What would I be at right now? Would I still have the confidence if hypothetically I lost my job? I don't know. I had somebody that just like, he killed himself, and he was a supervisor. I might have said this already, but he just did this like on April 2nd. He lost his job there, worked there as long as, like, he was right below me. Like, the dude got hired in, like, right below me. So, like, he was always below me until I left. I'm just wondering, like, would I be like that if something happened and I lost my job? Because, like, what I was thinking at the time with my ex-fiance, which I made an absolutely 100% great choice by leaving her ass. I don't wish anything bad on her. I'm glad that her life is better without me in it. But I did help her out a lot. I was thinking at the time, like, if I keep on this trajectory, I'm probably going to go bankrupt by this age I am right now. By the way things were going. So, and I still can possibly go bankrupt. That might be a possibility. Dude, I don't know. You know what? I like Elliot Holtz. I don't listen to him as much. I think that he's kind of like shied away from social media. He seems like he's been having some financial trouble, so he's trying to make a comeback to social media. And I think he's been humble because I guess he was charging people like $1,000 to talk to him for like advice or whatever. And then now he says I'm only gonna do like 200. We'll see how long that lasts, but the guy's been afraid he's gonna lose his house, you know. And what he said is pretty much what happened with me is, you know, a few months back I started having a ton of anxiety. Like, I don't know what the hell to do. Should I try to stick it out here? Oh, there's no jobs here. Okay. For me, it's like, I don't know if it's God, the situation, the environment, everything aligned perfectly to tell me to get the hell out of here. But I really have nothing here. You know what I mean? Like, I got my son, but he lives far. So it's like, I don't see him as much. So it's kind of pointless for me to even be here. There's no women that really are attracted to me. At all. And this, like, I did really good at dating. And I wonder if it had anything to do with COVID, you know what I mean? So, you know, before COVID hit, I did really good dating here before I moved. 2017. Then I moved to Washington State, and I did pretty good there too as well. You know, I didn't do too shabby there as well. Like, I got a lot of attention. I got a lot of dates. I felt like I can afford to go out on a date. And I think that's where it comes down to. I think a lot of men, you know, don't even really want to, they don't feel like they could probably even afford to date at this point. So, like, when I hear conservatives like say, hey, you guys gotta have families, it's like, dude, yes, it is. It's like, I mean, if you can find a humble woman here in America that will accept a lower standard of living, good luck with that. But even if you can, man, you gotta date them. You can't just sit here and just like jump into a marriage after like 2 dates in the 60s. This is a completely, man, you gotta date them for a little bit. You gotta vet them. You gotta see if they're like, are they just putting their best foot forward? I mean, and they should be doing that to us as well. So you don't just jump into a marriage. You gotta, you know, be engaged for a little while, be married a little while. I mean, the whole point of getting married is to, you know, have kids, procreate. But the women in this country, especially the young women, they are so narcissistic. They have so much attention. And this is why they don't care about regular men, because they have so much attention on the internet. The regular guys won't stop giving them attention. They just refuse. I don't know what it is. And I just made a short talking about this. Is like, you know, you see it all the time. All you have to do is go on to whatever social media you see a woman. And the big thing is they're always showing their ass, man. They're always showing their ass. But the big thing is, look at the comments. Look how many guys are giving them comments. And this is like, if we want to take it, like, put a big blow to women's ego, because that's what the problem is. Women's ego is completely inflated. They think that they're all celebrities, which they are, because you have guys, and they should feel like it, because these stupid fucking guys don't get it. And I used to do this, man. I bet you could go on my Facebook and see this, and then you could probably see how I stopped. Around 2015, I started like realizing that really telling them they're beautiful really doesn't do anything. Okay, it doesn't do shit, and it makes you look weak. You know, stop giving them attention. Stop giving them likes. Stop giving them shares. You know, stop giving them follows. Just stop giving them attention altogether, and watch how they react. You know how big of a blow it is when. So when I got shadow banned a couple of days ago, and now like on X, man, I was killing it with my impressions. I had like 1.2 million impressions in like 4 days, and I was killing it. I even made like $14. Didn't make it because like it basically pays for my blue check mark, but I usually would make, like, if I did make money, it would be like $12 or something after like a long time. But I came back, I was killing it, and then all of a sudden, instead of seeing all the notifications pop up in my little thing, I started seeing less, like really quickly. Basically, like after the 4th day, the next day when I started, you know, getting back on X, because, you know, I was listening to, oh, be a reply guy, and, you know, put in your replies. But then what happened was I was coming off as spammy, I guess, you know, like kind of seemed robotic. And to put in like 450 replies in one day is a lot. Like, you're basically on it all day. And that's what a lot of these influencers do. They're basically on it all day. All these big influencers, that's their whole job, is just to be on X all day. And that, you know, it's okay for a little bit, but it's not something I want to do like every single day like these people do. But like, you know how much of a hit that takes to your ego? How much of a hit that takes to, like, that put me in a little bit of a depression. That put me in a bad mood. So if guys would wake the fuck up and realize, stop giving them attention unless they earn it, they will see all their notifications instead of like going up, and they can kind of ignore. And that's what happens when you get a ton of notifications. You start to ignore a lot of it. And then, like, so what would happen is you get so many notifications on there. You can just look at all of the notifications, or you can switch to verify. So like, you know, if I go on there and I see like, holy crap, there's a ton of notifications, and a lot of them aren't verified people. They could be bots or whatever. You go to the verify, so like all of these people who could be real people, you kind of ignore them a little bit because you're trying to dwindle it down. So I can see like what happens. I can see both sides. I can see what it's like when you're famous. Being a micro influencer, whatever the fuck that means. What I am, what, like, if you look up like my subs, like that really matters. I haven't really got any subs. Maybe I've had a couple people here and there trickle in, like 1 or 2 subs for the last 2 years. But after that video that went basically halfway viral, had 400,000 views, that short, that's where I got 1,000 subs right there basically. After that, it went down to basically nothing. So, and that was a couple of years ago, and I'm still been trying to plug away at this thing, and I don't see it ever popping off in my lifetime. And I just kind of just document, you know, like my perception of things. You know, I think I have a unique perception that people just don't really value, which is fine. Some people do, but you know, I have to be in the thick of it, being poor, and not the average person can to know what it kind of feels like to have that type of like attention on you, where you see all these notifications popping up, where you can't even like keep up with the comments even if you wanted to. And I've seen it. It's really hard, man. It really is. Like, it all comes in at once. It's like way too much. But if guys would just leave them alone, I guarantee you their egos would take a big hit. I guarantee you they will be more humbled. They'll be like, what the heck? Where's all my notifications? You know, and you know, they'll probably still have notifications from like women, but until guys wake up and I've been saying this, man. I've been saying this for like, you could probably go back on my old videos unless I deleted some of them. I did delete a bunch of my videos on here because I was worried they're a little bit too controversial that would get me banned off of this platform. But which I don't really think they are that controversial, but for YouTube, because YouTube is pretty soft, like the people who run YouTube are pretty soft. You know what I mean? Either they're trying to dictate how society is, like they're trying to dictate narratives, or they're just soft themselves and they can't handle, you know, people's, you know, what people are saying, truths or whatever. Yeah, you when you have that huge drop off in attention, like it really affects you emotionally. And I guarantee you, if guys just left them alone, not only will they feel that drop off of notifications from the internet, they would kind of feel like, what's the point of posting anymore? That's why they keep posting so much, because guys keep giving them a reckless amount of attention all the time, and they will not stop. They are relentless. But I don't know, man. I wish these guys would, like, if they're so obsessed with like the woman's image, just kind of go to AI, man. You can create your own AI bot. Like, seriously, you can honestly, if that's what you're doing, just create like a AI. Like, type in Grok, type in your perfect looking woman or whatever, and be like, make this an image. And then you can like literally go on to Botify, have conversations with AI, which is, what is the difference? Like, it's not like you're meeting these women. The only way you're going to meet these women is if you pay them a lot of money. And just have it would probably be more fulfilling that way. You know, instead of like texting a man, like these OnlyFans, whatever, or a bot, you know. So like, you're kind of, why are you spending money? Why are you giving them your attention? You know, it's artificial anyway. They're not going to give you a chance. Why are you giving them this attention? Just make it artificial if that's what you want. You know what I mean? Like, but so like, it's just, and I understand we have urges, you know. I see a woman with like a really good figure, a really pretty woman and I'm like, but I'm like, a lot of the times I feel annoyed, more so than like in awe these days. I just feel annoyed by them. It's just like, god damn, man, do something different, man. Let me do this little dance and show my ass off. Like, that's what they do. It's crazy that I remember going into Plenty of Fish back in the day when it was useful. That was a pretty good app back in the day, but now I don't know what the hell they're trying to do with it. Live streaming, and you gotta pay. It's like, no, man, I'm not gonna pay to message people, okay? I'm not paying to message people. So what I would do is like, You would, I think you could see like how many people are in somebody's live stream, and then I would go in there for a second, and it's like, this person's like sleeping or something, or this person's like just watching TV, and it's like 1,000 people. I don't know, just some absurd. Like, why are you people watching? So I would go in there like, what do you? Okay, and then I would probably be in there for a couple hour. No, I'm joking. I would only be in there for like a couple minutes at the most, to see if like something changes. So these, like, why are these guys giving this woman attention because she's watching TV? You know, like, how boring. You know, seeing a woman put on makeup, how boring. They're talking, putting on makeup. That's like the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't see any type of creativity from these people. It's just the same thing. You know, here's my, was it lady humps? Lady lumps, whatever. What was that popular song? That's what I got. I forgot what it was called, and I forgot the lady. You know, that's what weed does to you, man. It does affect your memory. But here, you can see it, but you can't touch it. And so it's like, if they wear this out in public and you look, you're a creep. I'm just tired, man. I really am tired of it. I'm tired of all this shit. I'm just like, I don't even want to, like, I go through my modes where I'm like, because I do like women, man. Oh, dang, I don't think I could come through here. That's like a, well, that's unfortunate. Looks like I have to turn around. It's like a swamp right here. Man, oh well. At least I could turn around. If you guys, nobody should be watching my videos anyway. Like, these ones are made to listen in, so I don't know why anybody would watch. I'm not that attractive, I'm not that good looking. I'm just trying to like say stuff. And it's mostly dudes. Like, I don't like watching dudes really. Like, when I watch YouTube, it takes a lot for me to get interested to actually watch it. You know what I mean? And I don't like to listen to women talk about politics or any of this social crap, because a lot of them don't really have anything of substance that I really care about. I'd rather listen to a guy. So that's how I use like long format type of content like this. Is like, you know, maybe I'll listen to it when I'm working, if I'm allowed to, or like, you know, doing chores, maybe going to the gym, especially like playing video games. You know, I just turn the video game down and I listen to content. I've done that. That's my bread and butter to, and I don't retain all the information. I think there's only so much information I can retain anyway. So, you know, I play a video game and I'm doing something, but I'm listening to, I don't listen to everything. Some of it gets blocked out, much like when I'm reading a book, and you know, I can read like the first paragraph and then I get to the end of the page and I don't even know what the hell I read, because my mind is so boring to me that my mind starts thinking about, I daydream. Dude, I think this life is so boring. I'm sorry. All the people that say this life is so fun, so cool, like, maybe you have an awesome life, man, but like, I don't think that going to a factory and doing like the same thing over and over again is very fulfilling, like, stimulating. It doesn't really stimulate too much. And what I do is, I pretty much automate it, you know what I mean? And I get it down to the point where I don't really have to, like, I'm paying attention, but not enough where I have to pay full attention to it. So I will daydream, because daydreaming is so much better than real life to me. Yeah. I want to go on to like talking about my Bitcoin and my current situation. So this is, you know, Elliot Hulse came out the video basically saying like, just let it go. You know, he's like, what you should do is basically nothing. And because if you don't know, if you don't have a plan and you're going through anxiety, basically, that's what I did. Like, well, here it's not gonna work. I tried to get a job here. When I first lost my job here, you know, I took a couple weeks off. I didn't care. I wasn't trying to find a job. My bills were paid for. I felt like my bills would be paid for a couple of months. So I'm like, I'm taking a couple of weeks off. Trump just got inaugurated, and you know, there's a lot of news coming out, so I was all up in that. And then I also sort of after that I kind of started having anxiety, especially like looking for a job here, seeing like the lack of prospects. Even to the I actually went to Toledo to do, I think, at least one interview. I think I only did one. I didn't really try hard. I mean, dude, there wasn't really much here, man. Seriously, like, unless I want to work fast food, there's not a lot here. That's why they've extended the unemployment benefits, because there's not a lot of jobs here. So I had a lot of anxiety. I didn't know which way to go. I was thinking I could use my Bitcoin and start a new life anywhere I want. I don't think that this is the best place. You know, this place is the longest place I've ever lived. And that's what, like, I started having anxiety, especially when I started smoking weed. Yeah, I took a whole month just to smoke weed. Because I felt like I wasn't going anywhere, you know, until the end of this month. This month is April. So I was like, I'm just gonna use this whole month of April to get my stuff together, start looking for a job at the place I'm going. And you know, I'm not going to be able to smoke weed for a while, so I was like smoking a lot of weed. Pretty much I need to be, if I started feeling like I wasn't high anymore, even if it was after an hour, I would start smoking weed again, because I wanted to stay high all the time. I know it's because like it's going to be gone. I can't smoke weed at all because all these places, even if it's legal, it's still federally not legal. And it seems like every place drug tests. So yeah, I'm not, you know, after this month of not smoking, I should be pretty solid about, pretty clean. I feel confident I could pretty much pass any drug test, unless I smoke so much. But it's usually after a month, you're pretty good about passing a drug test. I had that anxiety, and then finally I just kind of like, this isn't working here. Like, I don't even have a relationship with a woman here. Of all the places I did the best of dating, no women will even basically respond to me, which tells me they're probably in relationships. But even like new ones, it's just like, I'm looking on the internet, and internet dating was my bread and butter. I just did really well at it. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, there's none of these people I really even want to meet. You know what I mean? I used to be like all gung-ho. Once I started talking to a woman, like I would message or whatever on dating apps, and then even like I wanted to meet them right away. You know what I mean? And I don't have that. And I don't think it's because of my age. It could be because of my age, but I think it's because of like finances, man. I think that women's expectations of men is just so high. It's just like, I don't meet them. So why do I want to meet them? And it kind of was like turned into like a narcissistic thing, and I don't know. I was just like playing with it, and yeah, it's just, there's nothing here for me, you know. Even my job, when I was working at my job, it just seemed like it was getting harder every day. Every day was harder and harder. You know, more work was put on us. You know, typically at this time of the year, it's kind of like relaxing, you know what I mean? You can kind of chill. It's not as much work. So, but this year, and this is what tells me that we're kind of in a recession. We've been in a recession. At this time of the year, there's still like a lot of production, a lot of work. Even there's so much that, because what the problem is they're going to AI. They have an AI facility about to open, and they have a lot of employees that's about to be displaced from the current job, and they're gonna have to go to where I was at, the part of the facility that I was at. And I'm like, management isn't looking at me like a supervisor potential, you know. I'm just gonna be like the doing like the bottom, and it's just getting harder and harder. I live in a crappy apartment, you know. It's not like I see my other son every day or once a week, and I'm just like, there's nothing really here for me. It's like I can't ignore all of these things going wrong. I can't ignore it. I can't stay here. Nothing is like really going my way here. So, and it feels like even if I was to blunt force it, it doesn't matter, because that's what I was doing at work. I was still blunt forcing it, making myself, no matter like how angry I was, still upset I was with how they were running things at work, still blunt forcing it, and it just seemed like it was getting harder and harder and harder. And I was like, when I quit my job, I usually give 2 weeks notice. I was just like, dude, I was planning on getting my points down, and some things happened, and they kind of went back up. Things that I didn't have any control over. I mean, I could have said fuck you, but like, whatever. So, but I didn't want to do that, you know. It's like, so I decided I was sick. I just went in one day, and I've made a video about this. Oops, I did it again. And I went into work, you know, was gonna blunt force, and it was a huge day, and I'm like sick, and I wouldn't even be able to probably make it through a day where it was a light day. I got a piece of equipment that was a piece of trash. Usually I get there early so I can get a good piece of equipment. I did. I got there early. Everything was gone. I was just like, dude, you know what? Life is telling me that I'm not supposed to be here anymore. So I was just like, kind of accepted it. I'm like, okay. So I just went to the office, and, you know, I was going to go look for another piece of equipment because the one I got was like broken. I didn't even know it until I got there. So I just went and looked for something, and I just walked back, and I'm like, I'm throwing in the towel. You know, sometimes you just got to throw in the towel because the simulation or God is just pushing so hard against you. It's like I can't beat you, man. Like, there's no way I can beat you. There's no way. You're not helping me. You're not, you know, I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm working, but you're fighting against me. You're making things harder on me. So I just threw up my hands and just walked out, and I was like, I'm done. Like, yeah, you know, that was it anyway, because I was pointed out there's no way that they would bring me back. So I just said, I didn't say goodbye to nobody. I just left. I had enough. And, you know, it was kind of like similar to when I initially left that job, where it didn't seem like the last week people didn't really seem like they really cared. So, you know, they came up with like, maybe they just didn't know how to talk to me when I was, you know, they didn't know what to say. But like, even my last day, like, I only had one person that really came up to me, said anything. It seemed like they even cared that I was leaving. But it's cool, man. It's cool. Maybe I didn't put enough effort in my relationships with these people to think that I really even had any value in their life. Which that's how it is. It feels like I have no value in this society at all. That's what it feels like, man. I'm just trying to be honest. It feels like there's like, that's why I can be like constantly demoralized, because it just feels like no matter what you do, you still just you're looked at like you have no value. And it's like, dude, I'm fucking busting my ass. How do I have no value? That's what it's just how it is, I guess. You know, so I'm a throwaway. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't know if this plan's gonna work out, going where I'm going. You know, I might lose everything, and I feel like if I would stay here and try to fight it, I would lose everything here. It just seems pointless to stay here, to be honest. It's just like there's too many big variables that have happened in my life here to tell me there's no point to be here. Like, get out. You're not supposed to be here. I probably shouldn't even came up here to begin with, to be honest. I wonder if I never came up here to begin with and I just took that supervisor job at my old job, where I would be at right now. Who knows, man? Who knows? It feels like this has been a huge waste of time coming up here. I don't think I really learned any lessons. You know, like I sustained myself. I took a big financial loss. The way I lost my job, you know, being out of work for 3 months, dude, and having no income at all, no unemployment, no nothing. That's funny because I paid into that for so long and I don't get to use that because I wasn't laid off or whatever. So it is what it is. So like at this point, it's kind of like my channel, like this channel or my ex, with my assets, my Bitcoin. You know, that's like my only hope left to like get out of the rat race or have some semblance of a retirement. But at this point, like, I'm gonna go and try and work hard, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go and try to work a couple jobs and try to pay down my debt or whatever, you know. But like, I'm having there's only so much physical labor I can really do at this point of being a middle-aged man, and I put so much wear and tear all these years on my body anyway. I can't even run anymore. I mean, I can, but I'm gonna hurt myself. Like, I just like ran 4 miles the other, like, couple of weeks ago, and my ligaments of my calves were just destroyed. Not destroyed, but like, you know, they were really sore for a couple of days afterward. I was like, I can't do this no more. And then now I have like this side pain of like when I smashed my side against this like idiotic sign they had put up, metal sign on a pole, where I was kind of like, I smashed myself against it and I got hurt. And it hurt for like a month. I didn't know if like I had kidney, I don't know, but like now it's coming back. So I can't even lift heavy weights. So I can't lift heavy weights. I can't play sports, because if I play basketball or something against people and, you know, I turn my foot the wrong way or something happens, and I just can't afford to have even surgery, let alone miss work for an extended period of time. You know, like at this point right now, I can miss work, but I can't miss work for a whole year. If I miss work a whole year, there goes all my assets and I go bankrupt. And that's where I'm kind of at right now. I'm just like, this is my last hoorah to try to, you know, work my butt off, which I have. Like, I worked my butt off. Like, I already have. So like, I really haven't got too far working my butt off in my life. So this is going to be it. I'm going to just focus on my finances, trying to save money, trying to pay down my debt. But, you know, I'm kind of like, dude, if I go there and I can't get a job, nobody hires me, you know, I don't care about my fucking Bitcoin no more, man. Then I'll just be poor for the, you know, if that's what God wants me to, you know, continue to suffer, just like my YouTube channels, when I'm trying to help people, when I'm trying to, like, let people be more aware of what's happening in society, you know, I feel limited. I don't feel like God's helping me at all. I feel like God's working against me, which is fine. Like, I don't care. I don't have to be famous. That's cool. But I like to have something good going in my life to keep me going forward. Not being completely fucking single. Yeah, it's like, fine, I can be single, but like, can I be rich? Can something cool happen? No, I'm just gonna be stuck in the dredge of life, and I'm like, okay, I've been a little dog my whole life, and I guess my whole rest of my life I'll be a little dog too. The Bitcoin thing, and I'm just like, if you want it, take it, man. Take what you want. Take what you want, God. Like, you know, I can't handle it no more. So if you want me to be homeless, if you want me to be broke, if you want me to be bankrupt, don't ever own a house, you know, never be an awesome partner to somebody because you don't want to put somebody in my life that I could have a really fantastic relationship with. I've learned a lot. Seems like I learned all the red pill stuff for no reason. Seems like everything I've learned has pretty much been pointless. Finances, like, you know, that's cool. I know all this stupid stuff about monetary policy or whatever to some extent, more than like regular people. Has it benefited me? No. Has, like, you know, so it's just like I need something going good in my own personal life, whether it's like I get some notoriety or, you know, my hard work actually pays off or something. So that's what it feels like. It feels like the hard work hasn't paid off for nothing. You know what I mean? And I've seen some of my hard work has paid off for my kids. You know, they you know, they don't have to go through the crap that I've been through. They're more aware of stuff and, you know, stuff like that. But it's just like, it's demoralizing, you know what I mean? Especially like when you have these famous people that just, and it's cool to be famous, but like just regular people thinking they're celebrities. It's like, dude, you're just a regular person, man. And maybe that's what people watching this video like, oh, you have this many subscribers, you think you're a famous person. Like, no, I don't think I'm a famous person. Not at all, not in the least bit. So yeah, I just want something to go good in a positive way. Why? So I can actually bless people. You know how bad it sucks to like not being able to donate, you know, like having to walk past and help out in your community, whether it's like just getting like Girl Scout cookies or, you know, like people really need, and I'd like to donate if it was like a legit thing where like they're not taking a bunch of it for overhead, and it's actually going to the cause that I want it to go to. The people suffering, I would like to, but it sucks not, you know, I'm more worried about myself being able to survive. And I think that, like, that's probably where boomers are at too. They probably feel like I have to only rely on myself. So people are catching up to me. Damn it, I'm gonna go this way. So they feel like I have to rely on myself. So I'm trying to open up and establish more relationships. You know, we'll see what happens. Yeah, dude, I feel like I've accomplished a lot in this life. I really feel like I have. I think I've overcome a lot. And it just seems, what it feels like in my own personal life, it feels like, God, you're beating a dead horse at this point. Like, I don't know what you're trying to do. You know, I've tried to open up, I've tried to do this, but you know, even like, I accept you as my, and I don't feel God. I don't feel it. I don't at all. So, but I know there's a God, and I just like, what is your deal? When I see all these people who are spoiled, entitled brats, you know, not getting theirs, it's demoralizing for me to want to keep moving forward. You know what I mean? And you feel like just taking yourself out. And I'm at that prime point of a middle-aged man where it's just like, dude, my body's breaking down. It's all downhill from here. And I've just been surviving this whole time. I haven't been able to build nothing because I'm just trying to get by, dude. You know, like for me, I live pretty much minimalistically, and it just feels like go to work, go home in your little box, and that's it. That's all you can afford to do. That's why I like going to the gym or whatever. It kind of breaks that up, but you know, I'm not trying to have people feel sorry for me, but you know, maybe there's somebody that relates to me where it's like, dude, I've been like, how much more do you want me to give, dude? Like, seriously, I give up, God. You know, I'm to that point where I'm just like, dude, if you're not gonna help me make my life better and help make other people's lives better, then just take me out, because I don't need to be here no more. That's how I feel. Is that like suicidal? I'm not gonna hurt myself, but at the same aspect, I don't see much to keep living for. I keep on living for, like, I don't want to, like, the worst thing to do is like hurt people that care about you, and that's not something I want to do. There is people that care about me, and the last thing I want to do is hurt those people by taking myself out. But you know, it does feel like it does feel like you're not getting anywhere, no matter how hard you work. Rabbit. You're not getting anywhere. It's like so demoralizing in America, being a working class person. I mean, not just because we don't get paid anything. It's because we're looked down on. We're like, how are you gonna look down on people who like you rely on to live? And of course, you know, like, we rely on ourselves to live, but like, go grow your own food, man. Like, have fun with that. Go get your own water. You know what I mean? Go figure that out without us. But we're looked down on, especially by women. Oh man, since women are probably the worst. And I think it's because of the way that their fathers raised them, or a lack of fathers. So I always put it back to the man. I always put it back to us. Weak father figures. That's why our society is so weak. Now I look at my kids, and they're like, they seem like way stronger than I was at their age. You know what I mean? And there's only so much that a single mom can do. You know what I mean? There's only so much raising at this, you know. That's where the guy's supposed to be the example. They're not really you know, there's some strong women out there, but damn, man, if you have a really masculine father figure, we're determined, you know, we have a lot of discipline, good men. You know, there's women out here like Taylor Lorenz who thinks that Luigi's a good moral person who murdered somebody. Like, that's where we're at. And I'm not saying all women think like this. I'm just like, you can see it in her eyes. You can see like she's infatuated with them, and she thinks that people like me are trash. Oh, why? Because I like Trump? You know what I mean? Like, okay, so you would rather pick somebody who shot somebody in the back like a coward over somebody who is a righteous man who tries to do the right thing just because he likes Trump, because I want to have a better life, because when I'm looking I'm not just looking at the tree. I'm not just looking at the damn tree. I'm looking at the whole forest. You know, that's what people's mentality here in America is nowadays. I'm just looking at the tree. I don't see the whole picture. And it's hard. It is hard to see the whole picture. It's hard to plan for the future. I plan for I can't plan for more than 6 months, dude. You know what I mean? You can't really plan that far. And I don't even know what goal I have anymore. What's the goals? Oh, buy a house. Okay. Then what? Well, I don't have I've already had my family. You know, mine is kind of like, I'm just trying to help my kids have a better future than, you know, one thing I would like to do is build their credit up. Well, there's only so much influence I can have at this point. One's staying here, the other one's coming with me. The one that's been living with me the whole time, you know, he's got goals, you know what I mean? And I would like to boost his life. He's been doing the right thing and stays out of trouble. And I think he has a really good future. And I would love to buy a house and be the complete opposite, put it in his name. And then just help him until he doesn't need my help anymore. And then he can take over completely. And then I can go off and do my own thing. What the hell do I need a house? I just need somewhere where I can, he's got a lot more time on this earth than I do left. Man, he's in the second hole, and I'm on the back 9 of a golf course. My time's almost done, man. Seriously. And I think a lot of boomers don't think like that. They just think I just need to worry about myself. I shouldn't care about my kids. Or especially my grandkids. I don't care. Things are so different than they were. You know, the silent generation was actually a pretty damn good generation. They did their best. I think the problem with people who have with boomers is they refuse to acknowledge what's happening right now, or at least have some empathy for the youth instead of thinking you all are lazy. But if you were in the same situation, if you were raised the same way, chances are you would probably be doing the same thing as these Zoomers out here. And they don't think like that. And who's the ones responsible? Why did this happen? And there's definitely, obviously, good boomers. Obviously. There's obviously good people. There's good people out here. So people have raised their families the right way. I'm not saying all. But you can see a good portion. You know what I mean? It's never really all of anything. It's like a mix. But the refusal to acknowledge, there's this boomer. This is such a crazy thing. I'm a pretty empathetic person. I try to give respect. I was in the sauna with this boomer, right? And, you know, he was an English teacher. No, he was a history teacher or something. And this guy hates Trump. You can tell. The first time he said Trump's name, I'm there's no point for me to argue with this guy. I don't think that he's gonna care what I think or care what I say. He's just gonna he's stuck in his ways. So I try to deter the conversation different ways. And today, you know, I'm talking about Rome. So, you know, maybe I'll learn something from him about why it fell and stuff like that. And then he starts bringing up Trump, and he's got that hostility behind him. And I'm if I bring something up, I can just see how that hostility will get directed towards me. And this guy's handicapped, man. This guy, he's overweight, not healthy at all, not mobile in the slightest. Not in the slightest. And in fact, I was going to try to walk through him, you know, try to get by him. He's got this little walker. And I'm trying to get by. It's this lack of awareness. He's just having a conversation in the middle of the aisle, so I had to turn around. But anyway, so even though he hates Trump and has that hostility, I didn't try to bring up Trump. I didn't say anything that I'm pro-Trump or anything like that, or try to like counteract whatever he's saying, or even to the point of asking him questions of like, well, would this be better if we didn't, like, how do you think things would be better, in a way of like, he knows I support Trump, because he would get very hostile. But the thing is, and of course, I didn't have to open the door. I opened the sauna door. This isn't the first time. I try to be respectful, man. Like, even if I'm not being, especially like that, like, I just look at them and I'm just like, but I guarantee you, Gen Z in the same predicament, they're not going to be as nice with these people. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, when you rely on other people so much, you really don't have a pot to piss in, man. Like, seriously. Like, they don't understand that who's going to be paying for them, who's going to pay their Social Security. They don't realize it's gone. They don't realize that it has, maybe it was started out as something, but now it's welfare. Now you have to tax people a ton. Like, how long is this sustainable? Like, in order to sustain our welfare and probably take on more welfare with the EBT, and this was why I was saying, like, man, if we would kept going, there would be euthanasia, big time, and a lot of these people will be euthanized, which I don't want. And I don't want to walk over a bunch of boomers. You know, obviously I'm being hyperbolic, but like, I don't want Gen Z attacking these people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm walking past boomers with this on, right? Just walking here, and I can see, like, they're liberal, and they won't even acknowledge me. Like, aren't you supposed to be, like, be loving and accepting? Oh, because I have a different opinion. That's the thing, is I can't not very loving and accepting, are you? Not very diverse in opinion, are you? What does that say? You're in a fucking cult, man. You know what I mean? But they don't understand that you're going to rely on the people that fucking hate you. You're going to have to rely on people that are going to get taxed their asses off if we don't do anything. And it still might happen if we try to keep this retarded system as it is, where you might see people like have half of their wages being a regular worker just gone to the government to be able to take care of these people, maybe even higher. Could you imagine that? You got people out here like working jobs, but they're homeless. And in some circumstances it already is like that. You know, you start seeing some Gen Z just like, I'm just gonna go live in a car. You're not technically homeless, but you kind of are. You're living in a car, man. You're homeless. The arrogance is just absurd with some of these boomers, man. Like, and I just wish that they would just wake up. Like, we're not in the 60s no more, man. Like, it's not the same as when you were growing up. These kids nowadays aren't going through the same things. Yes, they have it good in some ways, for sure. But at some point, they're not going to have it good anymore. All that, like, it's like for me, like, at some point, if I don't get to work, there goes my Bitcoin. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But it's really, I don't want it to get to that point. I'm just trying to warn. That's all I'm saying. You know, when I say, like, you're going to start seeing politicians assassinated. You're going to start seeing judges assassinated. You're going to start seeing rich people assassinated. Because it already has been happening. They just tried to assassinate a governor. Shapiro. Josh Shapiro. That's his name. They just tried to assassinate him. there's already been politicians that have been tried to be assassinated by at a softball game. Forgot his name, but he went to kill Republicans, and this wasn't even like, this was like when Trump was first got in there, man. So this was a while ago. Nobody talks about that. And yes, here and there, this is a here and there, but like, this shouldn't be happening, man. This is what happens in like other countries. You know what I mean? This is like countries that are really corrupt, and like, what do you think is right now? It's corrupt as hell. We got the Democrats right now trying to defend corruption, government waste. Like, what are you talking about, man? We need to make things more efficient. We can't just keep things the way it is. Are you getting personally funded by this stuff? Is that why you're fighting against it? You know, like, why the hell is AOC and Bernie Sanders out campaign? They're all like campaigning to hate on Elon. It's like they're like running for president or something. Like, don't you have work to do? Aren't you supposed to be like in Congress or the Senate or whatever the hell you're supposed to be? Like, aren't you supposed to be voting on shit and making things better? But you're out here like having protests and like campaigning against Elon, you know, spewing this propaganda. Like, what are you like? How much kickbacks are you getting from government waste? That's what I have no proof of it. That's what I think. Like, it's ludicrous. We're not going to have another president for another 4 years. Like, Trump literally just got in there, and these people are campaigning, and nobody wants to hear anything about campaigning unless you're a radical leftist at this point. We're all campaigned out, okay? Nobody wants to think about the midterms. The people who are thinking about the midterms right now are freaking crazy. We need a break, okay? We need a break from this bullshit. It feels like the last 10 years it's just been constantly campaigning. Oh, it's gonna be like the biggest election ever. You know, I'm to the point where I'm like, I'm done. If the Democrats take control of the House and they get power again, at this point, I just don't like. Whatever, man. Like, we'll see what happens. It's almost like that, trying to keep accountability, and there's a lot of propaganda that's being spewed with like the media and shit. It's both ways, man. It's hard to like see. Like, I see propaganda on the right as well. It's from both sides, and I try to call out the ones when I see it. If X lets me even like talk without like thinking I'm some bot. It's so stupid the way they have it set up. I am verified, and then I'm getting hit with like I'm spamming. I'm a person. I uploaded my ID. Like, why am I getting touched? I get it if I didn't have the check mark, but they know who I am. Who cares if I'm who cares if I'm like replying a bunch of people. Like, I can only use it so much. It's just so stupid, man. It really is. I get hit in the algorithm. It's annoying. It's annoying as hell. So now I have to do it a lot less. I have to do it this certain amount of time. I have to have like, Grok was like, you need to do 50% sports commentators or whatever, and then do like this one Bitcoin, 30% Bitcoin, then just do 10% political. And I'm like, I do whatever the fuck I want. So if I'm not gonna grow and I have to follow that, my stuff is completely off the cuff, man. I don't have no scripts. I'm not gonna follow a script. If I want to comment on something, I'm gonna comment on something. So it's just like so stupid the way, you know, the algorithms are set up. Let me control my algorithm. We should all be able to control our own individual algorithm at this point. And we do to some extent. Elon's like, if you comment on certain people, you're gonna get more of them. So some extent you can. But whatever. So it's just like politically, like I guarantee if anybody's made it this far in my video, the last thing they'll want to hear about is politics at this point. People hate politics. You know, like Alex Jones was like, and then you hear people like Cappy, and I like them both, but oh, football is stupid or sports are stupid, you shouldn't be paying attention to that. It's like Cappy made a video yesterday saying, you know, it's okay if guys just go to pornography or whatever. He's afraid to say, so he says Nebraska. It's so dumb. Because he's so afraid of being not monetized. Then he hates on sports. Dude, like, sports brings people together, man. Like, sports is part of the culture, dude. Just like probably Dungeons and Dragons is for him, like sports is to other people, you know. Like, or like video games. It's kind of weird. But like Alex Jones, I don't care about sports. Like, it's cool to have a little bit in there. You know what I mean? It's so cool to like pay attention. Like, I can't sit here and just non-stop politics. I can't. Like, that's cool that you are. And why aren't these people like running for office too? Like, that's what I'm wondering too. Like, these big content creators, why are you not in the government? You could do more in the government, actually in the government, than you can like with your show. Like, there's other people you can bring up. Like, how long does Alex Jones thinks he has left? You know what I mean? This guy is like, I like Owen Schroyer. I like Owen Schroyer more than Alex Jones. Maybe it's because he's, I don't know. He kind of like copies him a little bit, but I kind of like his style a little bit better than Alex's. He seems less narcissistic. He seems to be like, he has a different perspective. You know what I mean? But like, where it's like at some point it's like you got to hand off the baton to the next, you know, like Richard Cooper. Dude, like, how long are you gonna keep on saying the same slogans, man? Rollo Tomasi, like the little bitch who blocked me. Like, how long are you gonna keep this charade up and acting like, oh, I'm dressing like a little kid, which is cool. You can dress how you want, you know. And keeping up this, oh, like all your content is about women. Like, why aren't you people who have a good following getting into office? I don't have a good following. You know what I mean? Like, none of them are getting, all they're doing is just like, I need to collect more money. That's why I have a lot of respect for somebody like Elon or Trump or Dan Bongino, which I never really listened to his content, but I like him. There's just so many of them out here, you know. It's just kind of fall off. Like, you might see a clip. I'm not going to watch the whole show, but why aren't you people getting in office? Like, so you just want to keep collecting money and bitching? Like, why don't you get in there and do something? They don't. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't fucking care at this point. I'm getting to the point where I don't fucking care. Because nothing's changing. It's just a fucking business. Oh, politics is, like, what is changing? You know what I mean? I'm hoping Trump, like, this is it. This was it. Trump, we got Trump in there. Now, what are they doing to help besides like have their little shows? Like, what are you doing? You're not getting in office. You're not making changes. And it's not like they have to be in there that long. I mean, damn. Just go in there for a little while and then, you know, start throwing grenades, start fucking shit up. But they don't do shit. They just bitch and complain. If I had Alex Jones's reach, I would be in office at least 2 years. What is it? Congress, yeah. Congress is what, every 2 years? I think this, or 4, no, I think it's 2 years. Every 2 years, Congress gets voted out. I don't think we need Congress anymore at this point, but we still have it. It's kind of, I think Congress is pretty much fucking worthless. I really fucking do. I mean, we could vote on the shit ourselves, but That's what we have. These people just insider trade. They really don't fucking do much. They don't even come to work half the time. Like, how much time does these people have off a year, you know? And they get paid all that money. And then some people think they should get paid more money so they're not corrupt. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? Okay, pay them more money. You think they're not going to be corrupt? It doesn't matter how much you pay them. If they're corrupt, they're corrupt. I think that there's a lot of these people that should not be in office anymore. The whole bullshit of like Nancy Pelosi being in office her whole fucking life is ridiculous. And we should have term limits on these people. You know, get in there and get the fuck out. We need to keep a cycling of people. You know, we can. They have their assistants. There's pretty smart people that they can help people that aren't. You know, you might have somebody like me. Could you imagine that? Me being in Congress? Well, I don't know everything about the law. I don't know everything about everything. Well, I'd have assistants that help me out. And getting to the point where you just have AI help me out. I don't even need people. You know what I mean? So, it's just... They pass in all these big bills. Even Trump's he's all for like this big, beautiful bill. And... it's just like, enough of these big bills, because like people just put in whatever the hell that they want. We don't even see it, and they don't even read it. Hi, how you doing? Thank you. Yep. They don't. How are you supposed to read 5,000 pages in like 2 days? Like, come on. Both sides are doing this crap. So every single bill should be like 1 page or whatever. Just stick to that one. They should have to vote on it. That one subject. You don't put a huge mass of stuff together in these huge bills that they can't even read. And they give them why do they only give them 48 hours? It's not like they come up with this bill and be like, you got a whole month to figure this out. No, it's 2 days. Every time it's 2 days. They try to shove it through, and we wonder why there's so much corruption. We wonder why Doge is coming up with all this like government waste and corruption. I don't know why. I mean, does it have anything to do with that? It's pretty ridiculous, man. It's pretty ridiculous. And you know, I was listening to TFM the other day, and he is right about some things. Like I'm not. We are setting up. This is like perfect. We are setting up the perfect conditions as the Weimar Republic did. These are the perfect conditions. Now I'm hoping, because what I was saying, and I've said to my kid, I said, if we elected like Kamala, another Hitler would rise. Okay, whatever your opinion is, there would be something like that, an authoritarian that just comes in there, starts laying down the law, stops ignoring whatever the Constitution is or whatever, and does whatever the hell he wants. That would happen. I'm hoping we got the moderates in, that they make some good choices, and we can actually like, yeah, is Trump gonna do everything perfect? No. Is he gonna make mistakes? Yeah. Who's gonna be perfect? Nobody. But hopefully we don't have to go down the Weimar Republic hyperinflation. That's where we're headed. Nobody talks about it. Just want to leave it until we get to that point where, oh, we'll just wait until like we have to go off this major cliff, and hopefully we'll survive, I guess. Well, you know, fuck it. I'll jump. You'll jump. We'll all just go off the cliff like the sheep. Like this one, there's this one meme I've seen. I don't know when this is gonna shut off, but I'm gonna have to shut this off pretty soon. Probably run out of battery. Where it has a bunch of sheep going off a cliff, and he has one black sheep turning around saying, "There's something not right," and then another sheep's like, "Just keep going. Just keep with the process or whatever," and they all go to their death. That's where we were headed, without, you know, some type of change, and that's what Trump is a change. I don't know if we're gonna come out in a good way. I don't know if we're gonna come out in a bad way. It's kind of like, we'll see. We'll see what happens. If it doesn't work, I'll be the first, like, hey, I guess I should have voted for Kamala. But we can't keep the system, what we're doing right now, going the way it is, the way it was. You have too much resentment, and you get to the point where Gen Z, like, they really are pissed and they don't give a fuck. I hope people understand that they really, a lot of them lack empathy. They really don't care. They will take out people if it comes, you know, like, they are, every day they're getting more and more pissed that they're working basically for nothing. And I can relate. I can definitely relate myself when I feel like I'm basically working for nothing. Am I working right now? No, but I will be, and I have. But that's it.